Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so today I've been guided to look at what are the keys of consciousness, keys of forward motion or to forward motion. What are the keys for each of the divine counterparts at this time? So let's see. Thank you, Divine Creator, for showing us what we can see regarding the keys to conscious movement forward right now for both the divine masculines and the divine feminines. What can we see? Okay, so for the divine masculines, what are the keys of forward motion at this time? Oh, we literally get the card with the great big key on it on the top. So this is spirituality. It's the high priest. It's the Hierophant. We talk a lot about the patriarchal templates that are being recalibrated on the planet and balanced out. Everything from equality with the feminine to the patriarchal ownership, dowry system, monogamy, forced monogamy marriage templates that are going to be evolving in the future. All of it on this twin journey for spiritual sovereignty, equality, balance, all of it. These are the keys, divine masculines. These worldly paradigms run deep in the subconscious, deep in the imprinting, deep in the fabric of society and our culture. There are beneficial energies to be gleaned from these traditional ways, or what modern people would call traditional ways. However, the key for success in a true divine light is to see these things and understand how it affects how we're going through the motions of it without being conscious of these patterns and paradigms, and to fully be informed, conscious of the ways forward. So let's see what we can know further regarding those awarenesses for the divine masculines. Let's get 3 cards. 2 just came out. Oh, and a whole bunch more. We have 3 piles of 2 cards each from what I can see. Okay, so the first pile is Chamber of Illumination, Perspective, Ideals, and Beliefs. So I just heard perspectives, ideals, and beliefs are being turned on their head, questioned right now, and this is key. What else? Orion Stargate, Power, Authority, Influence, and Ambition. So you're going to be a way shower, divine masculine. You're going to harness this, just by questioning reality and seeing a more loving version and subscribing to that, sharing it, speaking from that place, even just emanating a higher understanding, a more loving perspective. It does influence others. Beautiful. Okay, what else? Karmic completion, seal of fulfilled transformation, alchemy, metamorphosis, karmic completion, and path change, paradigm shifts, adjustments. Literally, you were born into one world, divine masculine, and now with the ascension energies on the planet, the up-leveling, the progression, it's a radical, almost inverse, in some subtle spiritual ways, inverse of what paradigms were playing out prior to the new energy coming in. And this changeover, the changeover, grounding into the spiritual, into the 5D, and leaving the fear and the oppression and the slavery templates of the 3D. So this is a major path change because the karma has been, I heard, rectified. Because the karma has been rectified, it has been finalized. That was one portion of the life. It's like a collective rebirth coming into this new way of living, a more energetically conscious way of living. a spiritually grounded way of living. And then we have Starseed Awakening, Cosmic Heritage, Galactic Remembrance. We're transcending the limitations of, you know, even looking at ourselves as segregated, separated. We've unified as a planet. We're in the early stages of a level 1 society where we are becoming a cosmic player. We are now unifying as a globe. We will make it to the stars. We are becoming inclusive. We're harmonizing as a human people. And now we're no longer different races, religions, and creeds, but we are a one people planet. And that puts us into the cosmic arena, along with Chamber of Exhilaration, Enthusiasm, Learning, Generosity, and Fortune. I just heard that all of the abundance that you are amassing, Divine Masculine, all the blessing, all of the financial provision, all of it. Oh, 1 second side note, generosity. We saw this having had enough energy maybe 2 weeks ago for the masculines coming into generosity. And here we have it again. The fortune generation is coming through regarding true abundance, and now, you know, being accountable for what it's like to share, to be part of a community, part of a soul group, part of a force to balance out the scales on the planet, part of a whole, unified, a contributor, not just a consumer. There is a beautiful shift here. So these are the keys for you, Divine Masculines. Awesome. Wow, I'm being asked to do one more card for the Divine Masculines. What else can we see? Just one, Divine Masculines. What can we see here? Okay, we get Upper World in the reverse. 59. So the medicine. Ask your divine helpers for guidance. If the oracle has already spoken to you, do not ask for more guidance. Take what has been offered. Now you must deal with the lethargy and idleness. While support for a new destiny is not yet in place, a new destination is available to you if you act now. Wow. While support for a new destiny is not yet in place, a new destination is available to you if you act now. So there is a choice here. So you are the designers of the support system of the new earth. I'm hearing, Divine Masculines. And so you are constructing, you are contributing the framework for the new destiny. You are laying the foundations at this time as an innovator. And so there is a new destiny calling you, a new destination, but you are the contributor of that support. Wow, you masterful, beautiful Divine Masculines witnessing this and watching this. Blessings to you. That is one of the most awake messages I have seen for the masculines coming through. You are not relying on the charted territory. You are the designers of the uncharted through connection with the embodiment of the divine. Oof, powerful. Okay, so for the Divine Feminines, what can we see? What are the keys for the Divine Feminines? Justice and freedom. Wow, literally being, I just heard being removed, or I heard the word enslaved. So, you know, your willful enslavement. This is really being trapped in the mind because of the assumptions, the thoughts, the paradigms that are simply an illusion that you don't need to buy into. In the reverse, you are freeing your mind and resting on this knowledge, the truth. This is the sword of truth that cuts through all of the illusion. And you do have your wings already, Divine Feminines. And so this is about freeing yourself from the mental constructs that have kept you there, the things you've taken for granted, the beliefs that you have subscribed to, that were handed to you, that you were born into, the ways of the world that you took for granted because it was all you knew growing up, your karmic situation, the things that your parents, your caregivers, your community adhered to, the collective agreements, the herd mentality, the predominating belief structures in your part of the world, all of that. Those are circumstantial. Those are passed through the river of life. Those are passed down through generations and in communities. And you are truly innovating through your becoming, through your consciousness, through your embodiment of spirituality. You are emerging, or about to emerge, in a higher version of yourself. You're growing your wings. You're getting ready to show what a fully realized divine feminine, connected to source, walking in mastery looks like. We have not had a public show of so many masters. This new day and age, we are truly coming out of hiding, out of keeping small, holding back, but we are all developing this mastery because it's now safe to do so. We're able to come out and continue the growth process, spread our wings, be in broad daylight. Justice has come to the planet, I'm hearing. And I've said it before, no matter how much fear, no matter how many concerns we're having for the loss of freedom, there has never been a more collectively available opportunity for self-expression, for realizing our visions, for following what we are being shown spiritually, energetically, and for bringing that out and sharing that. There has never been a more justified time on the planet where you can, divine feminine. So this is a beautiful celebration. And look at the balance. We have the yin yang. This is not just, you know, even the trailblazing that women's liberation or feminism needed to bring. This is true harmony, because the scales are balancing, the energies are balancing. The time is becoming now where it is more available, divine feminines, to be in that flow and to, you know, we really are getting a high priest and high priestess type emergence here. And with the priestly energy and this one also in the reverse, I'm getting that it's emerging for both. How beautiful. Okay, so let's see what we can know. Starseed energies, what can we further see for the feminines in this becoming ready to finalize the 3D lessons in order to transcend and express the higher in daily walk? I just heard 3 energies for the divine feminines, please. Keys of consciousness. Yes. One more. Okay. So we are getting Temple of Perfected Essence. So, you know, I'm feeling this butterfly becoming is the inner essence being perfected. Divinity, honor, responsibility, and humility. Exactly. You are in balance as you step out into your new roles, into your new positions of influence, into your new inspired paths to bring light further to the planet. Walk in humility, because it is your divine responsibility to represent authenticity, truth, love, and light on the planet to this level. It is your sacred mission to do so. And angelic assistance, truth, salvation, majesty, Wow, so yeah, I'm just picturing all the divine feminines walking in broad daylight, flanked with angels and ancestors and the entourage behind the veil around you in, I'm hearing, holy protection. Ah, that is absolutely stunning if you could see what I'm seeing. I invite you to witness that, divine feminines. There has never been a more beautiful time to be seen, to be heard, to be in celebration and deep gratitude, appreciation for your life at this time. And you know, there are energies on the planet where not all feminines can walk that way. So if you can be that light on behalf of humanity, let's make it the norm where we're all able to express love and light in our daily life without fear. Beautiful. And hydrogen atom, consciousness, beginning, and faith. It can be that simple. Just be you. Just your resonance, your hard-won right to be you, divine feminine, is what we're talking about here. Wow. So what else can we see for divine feminines? Again, humility. I want to remind, it is not a lofty, showy, attention-seeking motion. It is an embodiment of you, the simple truth that you are. Celebrate deeply that you are allowed to be you, divine feminine. Oh, so gorgeous. Okay, what is another card? What is another message for the divine feminines that we can see? Water and the crow. Water came out in the reverse. This is a 61. So the medicine. This is a time for cleansing unwanted energy and sticky feelings. Consider this: what water does to the flesh, it does in sacred ritual to the spirit. The spiritual cleansing, like baptism, is the opportunity to get an instantaneous experience of the timeless, non-ordinary reality in which all true creation takes place. I just heard divine feminines: take a shower, take a bath, run your hands underwater, swim, something, and literally enact a silent baptism, going from the old to the new. Literally allow it to be a sacred rite of passage where you wash away the old and you step into the new, that allows you to experience the timeless, non-ordinary reality where all true creation. Step into the splendor. I'm being guided. So if that resonates with you, next time you are in water, intend that you are now going from the mundane to the supernatural, the non-ordinary. Now is also a time that is pregnant with potential for you. Carl Jung talked about the the maternal, womb-like significance of water as a university. My goodness. So somebody's in university studying this. Let me read this again. Carl Jung talked about the maternal, womb-like significance of water as a universal symbol. Water represents the potentiality of existence. It precedes and sustains every creation. Emergence from its manifestation, immersion in its dissolution of form. Because of this, it symbolizes regeneration. Make way for the process. You can expect to be messy, but worth it. Okay, so So for those who are drawn to go through this baptism of sorts, allow for what happens next to be safely expressed. There may be tears, there may be purging, there may be inconvenient truths that come through when you decide to have a rite of passage to leave the ordinary, mundane, taken for granted, and transition into, I just heard, the living waters of life, the fully realized expression of flow in the moment, embodied, no longer external but incorporated. Ooh, divine feminines. go with the flow. Okay, 13, the crow also has a message here. Crow is the keeper of universal law, the law of truth. Crow teaches us to walk our talk, to find congruence between who we say we are and who we really know ourselves to be. So this water baptism is really you unifying and committing to self, to be a fully realized spiritual master in your own right without hiding, divine feminines. This winged one insists that we speak our truth, that we create truth instead of searching for it, and that we bring truth to every situation in which we find ourselves. You are also constructing and contributing to the construction of the new paradigms. This is how you do it, by following intuitive guidance and being the living version of it, divine feminines. When you speak the truth and practice truth, eventually everything you say becomes true. Your power to co-create with the truth is a universal law. Correct that which is untrue in your life without judgment. Let the truth set you free. So as you go through this baptism, figuratively or otherwise, it will bring up the untruths to be cleansed from your life, divine feminines, and fully allow you to step into harmony within and be that way shower for all that interact with you, because you will uphold what is good and right and true as a walk your talk motion. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to do a divine masculine and divine feminine blended reading, as we have been doing more frequently here. So let's begin. Thank you, divine creator. What can we see for the divine masculines and the divine feminines? How are each feeling or thinking of the connection on the conscious mind? How are each feeling in the heart space for their counterpart and the connection? What are they wishing? I set specific cards out. What are they wishing for the connection at this time? What actions are being taken by each counterpart? What is the biggest challenge for each? How can the challenges be solved going forward? And where is the energy in each twin evolving at this time? Okay. For the divine masculines on the conscious mind. Ooh, yes. So there has been a little bit of a progression over the last couple of weeks where the divine masculines have made the conscious decision to follow the path of love and do the inner work towards the energy of the Trinity, the collaboration, divine feminine and masculine, and the divine. There is a teamwork, but that can only be accessed if the healing is real within, if the work is done, if the spiritual attitudes are grounded, and there is the opportunity, because it's inherent in each counterpart, to work with the divine, to gather in that energy and to streamline as a partnership into the world. Vast creations, I just heard. And so the divine masculines have chosen love versus fear, and they are grounding this. They are pushing through and saying, I am brave enough, I'm big enough, I'm mature enough, I'm abundant enough, I have enough faith, I have enough belief to see where this goes and to begin to deepen. Nothing less will do. I'm hearing. What are the divine feminines consciously thinking of? Seven of Swords and Messenger of Water. So surrendering. This is also a grounding motion. The Page of Cups is usually the airy-fairy la la land. In the reverse, it's like a practical a desire to make this otherworldly love a practical and grounded experience, no longer codependent or dependent on the 5D, but seriously just being ready for grounding it into the physical. And Seven of Swords, this is the secret world of the divine feminines, just really wanting this extraordinary love to be made real, to be realized in the physical. So divine masculines, your divine feminine is becoming increasingly ready to just have this ground, to have it come in, to have it stable and not blown apart again, I just heard. Okay, let's see. What is the unifying energy between the twins on the conscious mind? Nine of Cups. In their heart of hearts, each twin is wishing for this to come in, is wishing for the deepening, is wishing for the connection within. What are the divine masculines feeling on the heart space? A shiver. They are grounding this bit by bit. This is an infinity symbol, the eternal love. They are making the changes, juggling, budgeting in the real world so that they can moving towards the divine feminines with balance. This is a beautiful chariot because the sphinxes are walking and not rearing up. Oftentimes the darker one has a shadowy, unruly energy that still needs to be harnessed. And in this depiction, we have a balanced and steadfast path forward. Wow, I've never seen this before. This is amazing, but it looks like this emperor has a cell phone and texting while driving. Oh dear. So I would say at the last minute, I feel like I just heard your divine masculine may actually message you after they are already coming towards you. You may not see this coming. It may look spontaneous, but there has been changes laid behind the scenes before the emperor gets in the chariot and comes forward. There have been things already put in place, and it's not as spontaneous as you think it is. Divine feminine, but I see you getting a message that your emperor is coming for a visit, wants to meet up, wants to come towards you, is intending on having more time in their life to spend with you. This is making the changes in the physical to free it up. And when I first saw this, I heard spontaneity. So divine masculines, you have been freeing up your time, your resources in the physical so that you can, I just heard, at a moment's notice, incorporate your feminine into your life. Oh, more time for you, divine masculine. What are the divine feminines feeling truly on the heart space? We have the universe, the world card. And two cards came out, the Empress and the Chariot. The Chariot in the reverse. Isn't this cool how when we do these readings together, we, against all the odds, we get similar cards mirroring. Chariot, Chariot. It was hiding behind the Empress. And I was talking about the Emperor in this chariot. Wow. So divine feminines. This card of the world says the great one of the nighttime, and it's the universe card here. So because it's the night, that is moon energy a little bit, divine intuition. And so divine feminines, you may feel that your masculine is on the way. With the chariot there may just be, this preparation. You might be feeling that change, the winds of change on your divine masculine side. I'm hearing that is your high heart knowing, that is your true empathic and compassionate knowledge and trust in these connections. So if you have been feeling that something is going on behind the scenes, that you're feeling a little bit more of this ebbing energy towards you, a bit more of the magnetic, it's likely that you have been sensing, because the hearts are truly coming into alignment here. And so just trust that if you have been sensing that, that is a sign for you, divine feminines. I just heard, we know not when the hour is near, but you can feel the preparation. So just understand that. Okay, what can we see as the connective energy for the divine counterparts? Oh, we got two. Here's that 3 of coins that was highlighted in the first card of doing the work for compatibility and cooperation. So we have it again here. So there is this, oh, and the 2 of Cups with the Hierophant. Here's the Hierophant back from the beginning reading. And the 2 of Cups in the reverse is still this becoming energy of the love connection. So for some, your divine counterpart, whether it's the masculine or feminine, there might be some opportunity to include the spiritual into working together, literally in a job scenario, literally in a 3D physical realm expression. There could be actual money earned and jobs done together that include this spiritual, you know, spirituality can be included just by signs and synchronicities and having a broader understanding that it's more than meets the eye, that even just bringing the twins together adds a spiritual essence to working together in the physical. So for some, you might work with your divine counterpart, but focus on the synergy. I'm being told to really develop this synergy of the spirit, the awareness of the spiritual aspect of your connection above the romantic. Elevate the curiosity and the exploration of teamwork. And I'm even hearing leave the romance out of it in some regard, at least long enough to see this foundation before adding this in. So I have been feeling that with the Mars-Venus conjunction in February, that from that time forward, there will be a smooth flow of having friendship, true friendship. Another side note, divine masculines, you have often friend-zoned your divine feminines, but not been able to stay in connection. Friend zone has repeatedly been something said that says, we can't be sexual, so we'll be friends, but then there's this lack of communication and distance. No more. This is the true friendship that does not depend on whether or not one or the other thinks there should be a sexual connection. It's actually walking through and showing up as a friend, which is the appropriate foundation to bring the romance in and have it trustworthy, so that there is open, honest, impeccable communication that sets the knowing for the love to be justified. Wow, that was a really beautiful big message. And what else are we getting? The High Priestess. There is that High Priestess energy. I've spoken about it, but here is the card. So divine feminines, you are tasked right now specifically with continuing to see where you give your power away in codependency. So continue to ask for the revelation, the reveal of the systems that run beneath the connections, to see if there are ways to bring in more ease and grace, humility, compassion, forgiveness, mercy for self and other. Continue anchoring that in. There are many times in codependent scenarios where ego gets in the way and there is blame and victim mentalities. The High Priestess erases all of those things by dropping into the heart of understanding. For those who have eyes to see, it brings it into the realm of Forgive them, for they know not what they do. People are always doing their best. I have to believe that, and that people do their best with what they know and where they're at. And it can improve, but the only way it can improve is through love, love, love. Beautiful. Okay, what are we on now? What are the divine masculines wishing for in the connection? Love. Look at the twin flame Caduceus. They're wishing for a hug. They just need a hug, divine masculine. Hug. You can pretend you're hugging your divine counterpart or anybody by squeezing as hard as you can on your own arms and get that intensity out. It's so nice. But yeah, an offer of love. An offer of love. The divine feminines had this Page of Cups in the first card in the reverse, that, or the inverse, that was about the grounding the love in. So it's almost like, you know, the divine feminines have had this unrequited love in many cases, and it's been hanging out in la la land in the 5D, and now if the divine masculines let this fish out of the cup and come forward, it's bend down into the heart space and there's a big hug. So the resistance is dropping. The divine masculines wish to drop the freaking resistance and acknowledge these sacred connections, acknowledge this twin flame level love that is so rare. It is so rare. Let's figure it out. That's what the divine masculines want to say. They want to be able to figure it out, at least be friends, at least have the peace, at least do these connections justice. Wow, the divine masculines want to do these connections justice. I mean, what else do we have to do with our lives? This is like incredible stuff we get to experience. Divine feminines, what are you wishing for the 10 of Cups, the Lord of perfected success? So divine feminines, you are keeping an open mind with the Hanged Man in the reverse. It's like having seen this reality of the potential available here, but letting go of expectations and attachments so profoundly that your priority is success. Not success at all costs, but true success. That seems like a pretty good reason to hug. What else can we see in the connection space for what the twins are wishing? Knight of Cups. So we had the Page of Cups and the 10 of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is the actual message, the communication of love, appreciation. So both are wishing for an acknowledgement of the connection to be offered mutually between. That is stunning. What actions are the divine masculines taking in their lives right now? They are not manipulating situations that aren't meant for them. They're standing alone in their power, in their sovereignty, in their singleness. So for some that have been filling the void with casual sexual partners or in karmic situations with people that they don't really like being with, or putting up with dynamics instead of walking away, trying to create a result that is not available because the compatible energies aren't there. Divine masculines are walking away from things that don't produce the fruits of balance, of wholeness, that rock their inner world and keep them in imbalance. They are coming into this autonomy and spiritual sovereignty and not forcing anything anymore, not forcing things that erode their self-confidence and keep them playing small. Wow, good job, divine masculines. And that is including anything superficial. The masks are coming off, I'm hearing. Divine feminines, what are the divine feminines doing? 9 of Wands and 4 of Air. So both in the reverse. This is the wounded warrior, but it's also exhaustion and perseverance. And this is a card of not resting. So divine feminines, you're not resting enough. Maybe you haven't had the luxury of being able to, but this is like a reminder, take a nap, chill out, have a day off. You know, you've been fighting the good fight. You need to take care of your temple. So divine feminines, you are getting this message because you've been getting the message and possibly not heeding it. So, you know, sleep more. I heard get off your phone, stop scrolling, get off of certain things that are time consumption things, and be good to you, divine feminine. What is the connective energy here? So come into your own, pull your energy into center. Divine masculines are in the external world, and you are being asked to do that in the internal world. That's a cool parallel. What else? Eight of Swords. This is the entrapments of the mind. So both twins are letting go of faulty logic and belief structures that aren't actually empowering, that are holding you back. This is another layer of the karmic release. We had this Eight of Swords already in the beginning for the divine feminines, wasn't it? In the keys of progress, the stepping out of the fear. Awesome. What is the biggest challenge? Oh, we got the Two of Cups again for divine masculines in the biggest challenge, and it was the wish. So look at these cards that had been for the wish fulfillment, and then divine timing regarding being able to come forward. I think these are the two cards I have in two decks that have the caduceus twin flame symbol in the Two of Cups. So not every Two of Cups depicts twin flames, but these two decks happen to, and it goes from the wish. So it must be profoundly on the heart level that the divine masculines are wishing to reunite, to hold you, to come forward, to tell you they love you and appreciate you through thick and thin. They're just waiting for divine timing because there's still something that's keeping this process back a little bit. What is the divine guidance for that? Gratitude. Gratitude. Without further ado, just keep in your gratitude. This was a theme in this card. The Nine of Cups represents gluttony a little bit, so keep refining that aspect of yourself, divine masculine. Generosity, stepping out of the insatiable energies and coming back into appreciation of the moment, appreciation, growing. So when you're accountable for that true authenticity in every moment, when there isn't this extra to, like the excess, when it's just essential and simplified, that can grow. And that's exactly the motion that spins this wheel, that just brings you to the table, not all these extra decadent, showy, filigree. You, just you, divine masculine. This is what you're being asked. Keep paring it down. Bring your heart to the table. No, your divine feminine won't eat your heart out. Divine masculines. What are the divine feminines' biggest challenge? Six of Wands. That's the card of public victory. On this card it says Lord of Victory. It's in the reverse. So just because your divine masculine hasn't come forward yet doesn't mean you're not on track for your long-term abundance and legacy. You are laying a foundation in the material realm in your own right, which will allow for you to maintain your wholeness going into relationship and to union with your divine masculine, so you will never feel dependent or codependent, that you will be interdependent, and it will be safe and stable and balanced and will not erode and drain your energy, because you are establishing an inner victory now, divine feminine. So it might be a challenge that your masculine hasn't come forward yet, but this is an essential time, I'm hearing, for you to anchor this in. What is the solution? The Foolish Man, the Spirit of Ether, and the Three of Fire. The Three of Wands is also here in the divine masculine energy. The solution here, so I said without further ado, because that is a card of the now moment. So we have Parallel Three of Wands that are anchoring this now moment. We have the card of the Fool. So Divine Feminines, tell yourself now, you have not been a fool for love. You have dared to believe in something that the divine has shown you is appropriate on your heart space, and you have persevered. You are persevering, and you will be rewarded. This message alone is your instantaneous acknowledgement and reward that you have persevered with this love, and you have not been foolish. It takes a great deal of self-love to maintain and uphold what you know on your heart, despite all impressions that it would be otherwise. But Divine Feminines, you have been following the Holy Spirit, and I just heard you are about to be mightily rewarded. Wow, I wish you could just feel what happened. I just felt like, I want to say every one of your tears will be repaid. What is the energy between? Unifying, the Two of Wands, and literally the energetic exchange between the twin flames, the Two of Wands. This is the telepathic, the synergistic energy, the energetic exchange. And we have the Ten of Wands, the end of burden. It's in the reverse. This is a card of burden, of karma, of lessons learned. And in the reverse, it is going away and reducing. The 10 reduces to the 1. So each twin is eliminating burden and bringing their wand together. It's already happening energetically, and as this burden of the worldly paradigms and systems and old lives fall away, the energetic connection between the two will bring this into union. And it's already happening now with the Three of Wands mirrored there. It's coming into this union energy. Okay, where, having said that, where is the connection going? Illusion is being turned on its head in direct proportion to the High Priest at the beginning of the reading, being assumptions, spiritual binding and blockages of the High Priest being in the inverse. The devil is also switching. So as true spirituality and this love is anchored, the illusion is being uprooted. And regarding the Empress, Divine Feminine, your Divine Masculine now sees you, sees that you were hidden in plain sight, that in the times where they doubted that you were their counterpart or did not have the proof because it was cloaked in illusion, they are now, I heard, once and for all, in the awareness of who you really are to them, because they're coming into their spiritual abundance. And therefore you are an external parallel to that which is inside of them, that is the abundance. You are the abundant partner, and you're being seen for that. That is incredible. It's a little bit breathtaking, like I couldn't write this love story if I sat down and tried. Okay, Divine Feminines, where's your energy going? 5 of Fire and 10 of Swords in the reverse. So this is letting go of people, places, and things. So for many Divine Feminines, you are letting go of some karmic things that have been causing ruin. The 10 of Swords is the Lord of Ruin. It's in the reverse. So anything that has threatened to tarnish your reputation or to paint you in a negative light so that you are not seen as this Empress, Divine Feminine, you are stepping out of the atmosphere of ridicule, I just heard, of anything that would slander or tarnish your reputation as a divine being. You are being vindicated and validated. And your Divine Masculine knows this and sees it and understands who you really are. So Divine Feminines, continue letting go of all of the worldly judgment against you and know your heart. That is mastery, to know your heart and to know that the divine knows your heart and that your divine counterpart is the one that knows your heart too. Oh, it's a really, for most of this reading, I've had a very soft golden energy that I've been feeling. It's a little bit more of a hush, a little more of a softer, more present, heavenly awareness. And ooh, it's good stuff. Okay, what is the connective energy here? Oh my goodness, the Ace of Wands. So we did get the Two of Wands. The two shall become one. We have this brand new, passionate new beginning coming in for the twins, because both counterparts are seeing you, Divine Feminine, as the Empress. It's so interesting that both counterparts, you Divine Feminines, are seeing yourself accurately now, and your Divine Masculine can't help but see you accurately in that vibe too. So wow, brand new beginning. I just heard again, where there's a will, there's a way, and both willing, God willing. I just heard a match light. Okay, everybody. Bye for now.